Well, I had to really set the hook on this one. He had chased it, bit it, and then he came back and bit it again. So I wound up catching him. You know, the jig bite the other day when I was out here, day before yesterday, notice these fish are really healthy. I mean, they're eating up good. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I was out here day before yesterday, and they were really going after a jig. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna throw a hula grub at them. It's Dalton, everybody. I'll give you my setup on this here in just a little bit. Kind of talk to you about the jig head I'm using today and why I'm using it, and sort of what I've figured out in terms of fishing a jig right now. Boy, he really took this one. This is a pretty good bite right here. Well, it took me a minute. I had to get up under his gill, and I got him, but he's healthy. There he goes. Sometimes when I get hooked like that, and he was actually hooked in the gill, so I took my pliers and just went right in the back of the gill and slowly worked that hook out because I didn't want to kill him, and hardly any blood at all, so it worked out good. When I work a hula grub, today I've got a 1/4 ounce weight on there, okay? 12-pound test line today. When I work a hula grub, I like to cast it out and watch my line. And all I'm doing is just, I'm wanting it to fall slow. That's why I'm using that 1/4 ounce. I'm fishing out deeper today, so I needed at least a 1/4 ounce to get down there in a reasonable amount of time. And once it hits the bottom, with a hula grub, I do just kind of a lift and drop. I just sort of lift it off the bottom, just like this. Keep my rod tip high, better sensitivity. There's some bushes out there that I'm kind of going through. I know there's a lot of fish out here today. Have one of my good friends come by, and he has the live scopes. First time I've ever actually seen it in person. He was showing me how it worked, and it's pretty neat, I'll tell you that much. You know, there's a bunch of fish out here. There he is. Man, he just took it. I did the lift. I did that little lift. And this one here was watching it, so he took it as I picked it up off the bottom. He's pretty strong too. So I lifted it, let it drop. As soon as I picked it up, he took it that quick. And that is just the power of the hula grub. Okay. All right, here we go. Well, I guess we just might as well get this out of the way. Yep. Stupid catfish. He thinks he's a bass. Come on, dude. You know, now I gotta cut my line, put another hula grub on. He tore my hula grub up, snotted up my line. Well, at any rate, caught a fish. All right, so I'm gonna kind of take you through this, just exactly how I set one of these up. This is about as simple a color as you get, green pumpkin. And I think it's called, let me look real quick. This is called green pumpkin purple copper. It's a really cool color. Now, you know, once again, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and here's my spike it marker. So I'm going to go ahead and color those tails. That to me is just, it's something I'm not going to do. I'm going to do it. I believe that they key in on that as this bait is dropping, and when you have cloudy conditions like this, it's better to have a little color to whatever you're doing. So what I'm using here is a 1/4 ounce ball head jig. Same jig I was using the other day, except I went to a 1/4 ounce, and it's called Bass jigs. So what I had to do, I lost a fish earlier. Running right at me, this guy. He took this and ran right straight at me. Get him. Oh, doggone it. He got away. Oh man, he got away. My weed guard was too thick. I wasn't getting him hooked right. So what I did was I really trimmed this weed guard to where it'll help a little bit, but I'm not going to lose those fish. That's the key thing. Really easy to thread on a hula grub. It's an easy jig to use. And basically a hula grub is a jig, but for whatever reason, these spotted bass out at this lake absolutely love a hula grub. And why that is, you know, your guess is as good as mine. It's a simple jig, but they'll eat this hula grub right up. And the rod I'm using today, I'm actually using a short rod. This is a 6'8" Okuma EVX. Sad to say, I think Okuma has stopped making this line of rods. Unfortunately, I really like them, I always have. And today I'm just using a 6/8-to-1 speed spool by Lew's, and I'm using 12-pound test. So very simple. I went to 12-pound test, 1/4 ounce. I feel like it drops about the right speed that I want, and these fish are hitting it very hard, which tells me they're biting good. They're hungry. The bite is definitely picking up out here. I can tell you that right now. And another way I know is when I wind up catching catfish, they get active and they'll bite a hula grub or a drop shot or whatever. So I don't want to catch them, but sometimes they won't stop bothering me. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go do some more fishing. Talk to you next time.